You've heard from the three main party leaders today. What have you made of what they've said?
Well, I'm encouraged that they've all got behind the CBI's report on Better Off Britain. They've been intrigued that the CBI, business, bosses, employers, produced a report on living standards on the shop floor. And I'm pleased that we've caught their attention on this because it's hugely important. Then, of course, there are the differences. What we've heard is a lot on Europe from Ed Miliband, which is very, very positive. But the question is, did he address the issue of their views on markets, the Labour Party's views on regulating markets, on which I think lots of the entrepreneurs at this conference have concerns? We heard a lot from the Conservative leader and Prime Minister David Cameron about growth. That's fabulous. Growth, skills, infrastructure, good stuff. But the question is, it's not what David Cameron thinks about Europe, where he said he broadly agreed with the CBI's position of in with reform. It's what some other people on the right of politics feel about Europe. So these are the big challenges. And of course, the 64,000 question is it better to have a single party in government or a coalition in government? And Nick Clegg was the outlier there. He doesn't want the other two big parties to win outright. He wants the Liberal Democrats to temper either the Labour Party or the Conservatives. That was left up in the air. The question for business, I think, is political uncertainty at a time of economic confidence. We know what we want to achieve. Will the politics let us do it?
Are you happy that Europe has been so high up people's agenda today? Would you have chosen that if you could have chosen?
Well, I think Europe's almost inevitably going to be high up the agenda. I think there are a lot of other issues that need airtime. When the opinion polls are done, Europe itself doesn't come top of the list. Immigration probably comes top of the list, but we know that what the British public are most concerned about are jobs and living standards. And I want a good debate on Europe. I want a positive debate on winning the case for being in a reformed European Union. But actually there are lots of other issues about skills, about infrastructure, about exports that also need to get their place in the sun, to get their airtime.
And you just said that the CBI's Better Off Britain report, which is about living standards and talks about national insurance contributions from employees and talks about childcare, is perhaps surprising people in terms of what it's choosing. Was that the sort of effect you were looking for, to get people saying this is not what we'd expect from the CBI?
A year ago, CBI asked its shareholders, corporate members, what were the major issues that they wanted the CBI to address. And two really stood out, and they're on the pledge card, which is on the back of my business card that I use every day of my working life. And the top one was restore public confidence in business, and the bottom one on the pledge card is ensure growth is meaningful for everyone. And the two go together, don't they? People aren't going to have confidence in business unless the growth we are delivering, 3% growth from the latest CBI economic forecast, reaches the people that are currently feeling left out. It's okay if everybody feels well in Dorking, but what about Dundee and Doncaster? That's why this is a business agenda. We're not trying to impress the politicians. If we do, that's a bonus. We have an agenda which is about what business needs to do. It's only business that can provide jobs. It's only business that can give people routes to progression, to get out of low-paid jobs and into higher-paid jobs. It's our agenda.